So just recently, as of filming, we're looking at data from back in May where we're starting to see the interest rates trickle down
Right.
again. And the indicator on the jobs cut and the revisions from the May and July data
Yep.
is actually making most folks think that the Fed is probably now going to start lowering rates in September,
Yep.
maybe October, maybe November. And now, what does that mean? That's going to have this buildup effect. So it doesn't mean wait till then, because that's kind of a hard play, because then you're not ahead of the game. You're chasing the game. But what it can mean is that we see indicators that rates are going to get a little bit better, which should hold against increased inventory, should hold against pricing because it's now more affordable. And all of that starts kind of building into itself, right? So you have on one hand, you feel like there's a softening of real estate data. But if the interest rates are going down, that's going to bolster that quite a bit. That's the history that we've seen.
Right.
And so rather than looking at it and say prices are going down, if rates go down, they might actually hold prices up.
Oh, no question. And to your point, just to shine a big Hollywood light on that, there's no timing real estate, as the old adage goes. There's only time in real estate. And so I get it. You know, if you're in one of those camps where you're like, look, I totally would buy right now, but like the house that I want, I can't afford with where the rates are at right now. That's a real thing.
Yep.
And so you might have to actually wait for the rates to come down a little bit, assuming that they do. Because again, it's going to be a cloudy crystal ball because as you have stated in this room on this channel many times before, by the way, smash that like button.
Oh.
Hit the little bell, or whatever the kids say. You would have also known that Jeremy has shared that in the overnight Fed funds rate, when you turn on the boob tube and it says rates have dropped, a lot of people think, oh, cool, mortgage rates have dropped.
Yeah.
Not that
one for one.
easy, because what it really just means is that the amount of money that banks can borrow at has dropped, and that may or may not actually have a corollary effect to mortgage rates in a positive way.
Yeah.
Sometimes when that cheap money, the short-term money goes down, it means long-term money actually goes up.
Yeah. And so if you're interested, if you want to nerd out on this stuff like I do, you can watch the 10-year Treasury.
Right.
And a little introductory to what that is, you can think of the 10-year Treasury as a thermostat for the economy.
Well said.
Okay. So the yields are going to drop when it's bad news. When the news is good, then we'll also see those yields rise. Now, how do they relate to mortgage rates? Well, you might think of that as the thermostat where it's controlling. And so you'll see these rates rise in order to counteract good news versus bad news. Good news in the economy tends to increase rates, which is why with inflationary data, we're seeing rates stay high.
Yeah.
If we see that economy start to go down, we'll see rates go down. And that can have a real impact, not only for those who are trying to buy, but those who already bought. This is a big group of people who already bought in this environment right now. They're ready to refinance. They're ready to get that payment down. And they've already grabbed their home at that price point. And so now they get to hustle down their payment, start stretching things out, get a better rate, and settle into what they were actually hoping for before rates hit this peak and stayed there.